Hey everybody, welcome to Start the Awakening. And I know everybody's been patient and been waiting for another video. I'm sorry, things happen, things distract, and you just get behind and things suffer, and this channel has suffered. But today, I'm here to tell you that if it hadn't been for Peter's vision on the roof in Acts chapter 10, there'd be no Baptists, Presbyterians, Catholics, Mormons, any of these 30,000 Christian-based religions out there, because nobody knew to go to the Gentiles until that vision. Now, what everybody knows the vision, and let me read that for you real quick.
Acts 10, King James Version. And saw heaven open and a curtain vessel descending upon him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, No, not so, Lord. For I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spoke unto him again the second time, What Yahuwah hath cleansed, and called not thou common. This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house, and stood before the gate.
Vision. And everybody says, "Oh, that's about pork." Let me clarify that really quick and just get that over with. This is not about pork. This is probably the greatest message that was ever sent, that the Father ever gave to anybody, to come find us.
While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, Behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore, and get thee down, and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have
Come
sent
find us.
them.
And without that, we wouldn't be in the fold. We wouldn't be grafted in and all that. We wouldn't be there. So that's the whole purpose behind this. This was to go out and find us, the lost 11 tribes of Israel.
And he said unto them, Ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew, or a believer, to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But Yahuwah hath shewed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
Because there was only one Judas tribe there at Mount Sinai. So with one tribe there, the other 11 were lost, scattered to the four winds. And what the vision told him was to go and to witness to everybody, to spread the word, and not just to the Jews. But let me dispel this about the pork and this being about food. Let me give a couple of verses. Mark chapter 7, it talks about washing your hands, and it's not what goes into a man, but what comes out that defiles him. They were talking about bread and man's laws. He was telling the Pharisees, look, you're making these laws that defile you. It's not the Father's will. This is going to defile you. So there you go. You make up something and you tell us that it's a fact, that it's the Father's will, then that defiles you and defiles the Father. That's not good. So in Mark chapter 7, you're going to have to come up with better ones for this. I like Acts chapter 10 is where he gives the vision. Acts chapter 11, he goes and tells all the other disciples. And they're like, praise the Lord. Thank you. So then that's what sent them to Ethiopia and all the other places that all the other disciples go to spread the word and to gather around. All right, now, when Yeshua said that about washing the hands, did he cleanse all food? It says that in most Bibles. If it does, scribble it out, because that was put in by man, and it defiles you by reading that. So don't let it defile you. You know better now. So, but anyway, as soon as Yeshua said it, did he go out and get a pork sandwich? I mean, no. And I can prove that. I can prove that right now. Because in Acts chapter 10, after Yeshua, Peter said, I have never had anything unclean. He didn't understand the dream. He's like, I have never eaten anything unclean. So if Yeshua had cleansed it back in Mark chapter 7, it's funny that the disciples didn't get it again. It's one of those tricks where the disciples just aren't understanding what Yeshua's saying. Or maybe it's our interpretations that we're not understanding, right? So I think that's more... I have notes, I'm sorry, and I'm trying to keep track. So that pretty much covers that vision. I mean, when the sheet came down, the word is mistranslated. It didn't say fringe. It says tzitz. That's another soapbox of mine. You need to wear your tzitz. Yeshua did. When the woman had the issue of the blood, she touched his tzitz. It says in Numbers 15, that everybody should wear their tzitz. And everybody said, oh, that's a Jewish thing. That's funny. There was only one Jewish tribe there. The other 11 were the lost tribes that Yeshua came back for. He didn't come back for Judah. He already knows where Judah is. He came back for us. So let's wear our tzitz. And... well, anyway, the sheet came down with all manner of animal in there, and it came down 3 times, and then 3 men came to the door, and then he said, I should not think that one man is unclean that the Father has made clean. So he understood then that it was about people and not food. And I think that pretty much sums up... 1 Timothy, keep reading. I'm sorry, keep reading. All you got to do is just keep reading. Don't take one verse, keep reading down, and then you'll say, oh, that ain't talking about food either. Even in Revelation 12, Revelation 20, Revelation 20, it says the unclean fowl of the air. If Yeshua has made everything clean, why didn't John understand that again? That disciple, he's just not getting our translations, is he? So John didn't know that the animals were cleaned, because they weren't. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm sorry I haven't been back, but I'm back now, and I will start be giving tidbits, and we'll see if we can't, enjoy talking about the Father and learning about the Father. I learned something the other day, and I'm going to share this with you. Yeshua's name, it has I wrote it down. Let me find it. It has a yod in it. A yod is the power, the head, the leader, the instructor. Yod is all that, and that's the first letter in Yeshua's name. So the second word is Shin. Now Shin, all of these words have all these letters have different meanings to each letter. And we will get into that, I promise. But the next letter is Shin, and it can mean a bunch of different things, but for this instance, it means running like a stream, flowing like a stream, just flushing. A Vav is the next letter, and the Vav is the nail, which that is our connection. It's funny, it's got his nail in his name, the Vav. And that's our connection to heaven. That's our ticket to the Father. It's through the nail, you understand, that connects us, heaven and us, the Father and us, is through the nail. And the last word is ayin. And ayin, it means generosity, knowledge, gracious knowledge. So if you add up his name, it's the teacher, the Father, the power, the head, sends his love like a flowing river through the connection through the Father, through the nail, through the valve, with generosity and knowledge. That's just cool. I'm sorry, that is just incredible. But that's a brief Hebrew lesson. You know, it's not one of ours, but I wanted to share that because I really do want to pique your interest in learning Hebrew and at least learning the alphabet, because it tells a story, and it tells a story of your life, and that's pretty awesome if you ask me. And it even has setbacks in it, and the snake in the basket, and you keep going around and this snake in the basket until you get past that, and then the Father is there with the power and the instruction. Pretty awesome. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll try to each Sabbath I'll try to put up a video here and do the Father's work. But y'all go check out at my Go for Green Living, because we're debating on having Sukkot here and letting everybody come here and camp. And so if you're interested, this contact me, and we'll come up with some kind of registration form. It's just for families, not for singles, I'm sorry, but you bring all your own food, and it's purely rugged camping, wilderness camping. There will be facilities, but there'll be rugged facilities. So anyway, y'all have a great day.